Welcome back from a very noisy Toyando in Limpopo, but it is a celebration. It's the beatification ceremony of a great man in these parts, and the world is really focused on Toyando today and the role that Benedict Daswa played, not only for the Catholic Church, but for the myriads of people that live in this part of South Africa. Many people this morning will wonder, who is this man? But more importantly, he was a family man. A little bit earlier, we had a chat to one of his closest friends, Tata Chris Papuli, and he shared his insights on that very, very fateful day. I can only apologize about the noise, but as I mentioned here at the beginning, it is a celebration. There are close to 40,000 people here and still more coming. Right now, I'm joined by his eldest children, the eldest son, Lufuno Daswa, joined by the second eldest, Helen Daswa. Guys, thank you very much for joining me here this morning. Lufuno, let's start with you. It's such an important day, such a serious day, but you can't help celebrating this day. Everybody is smiling, everybody is laughing. People from all walks of life are here.
I feel like Mary. I feel like 1 Luke chapter 1 verse 46 to 49. My soul cannot help but rejoice right now.
Helen, it's one of those moments that you reflect on South African history. This is part of history. How have you as a family been reflecting on this day leading up to this? Because this has been years in the making.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you just can't express the magnitude of the event. It has been absolutely hectic in terms of where the whole event started from the fact that they started the investigation 15 years ago, and I mean it has been a journey, and for us as a family it has been a journey that has been really emotional as well, and we're happy to see this today, and we just say praise God, because we just never thought that my dad will be magnified as he is today, and it's amazing. We are just bursting with pride as a daughter, firstborn daughter, and my elder brother here. We're just so much proud of him, and I know he's looking at us thinking, yes, you should stand there and speak good news of the Lord.
Lufuno, your mom has stayed in this community even after some of the community members turned their backs on your father. Your mom has made it her mission to continue the legacy and the work of your father. Just share with me very quickly that special relationship between your mom and your dad. You were 14 at the time when your father was murdered.
They were soulmates. That's what I can say. Real soulmates. And she stood up for us after during those very dark moments, those very trying moments. They were soulmates.
Has your mom shared with you how she feels about today, Helen?
My mom would have been so proud. My mom would have been so proud. I don't know how she was going to cope seeing this day today. I just don't know how she was going to cope with it, because she has been the pillar after our dad has been killed, has been murdered, and she has been trying to uphold the model that my dad left with her. And for that, really, she would have been a proudest mother, a proudest wife, who stood by us when it was dark, when we were left in this village, confused without understanding what actually happened. 8 of us, it's a big family, remember? And she stood up, and I think really my dad became where he is today because he had a good woman behind him. Definitely.
Lufuno, one of the jobs of the eldest is, you were 14 at the time, in many ways is to become that father figure for the younger ones. What was that legacy? And I can only imagine it must have been a heavy burden on your shoulders. But you had a younger sister that was born 4 months after the passing of your father. Talk to me about the stories that you felt compelled to share with the rest of everybody to make sure, very briefly, that they knew who Benedict Daswa was.
Credit goes to my uncle, my father's brother. He stood up for all of us. If it wasn't for him and my mother, we wouldn't have stayed in this community. My grandmother, my uncle, they are the pillars of our clan.
Guys, thank you very much for sharing, which is, I can only imagine, is a very emotional day for you with us. Thank you very much for affording your time. That is Lufuno and Helen Daswa, the eldest children of Benedict Daswa, and you can see the pride just brimming over, just sharing their family's story, a very painful story, a very emotional story, but it's a beatification and it's a celebration at the same time. You can hear the music, the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. I can't find another word to describe it. Thousands of people converging on this spot here in Toando today just to be part of the ceremony. As I mentioned to you a little bit earlier, this will officially ceremony will be officiated by Cardinal Angelo Amato. Hopefully we'll have a chat to him a little bit later. We take an ad break. You don't go anywhere.